Welcome to Curious to Know, the podcast where we interview people thinking differently and building differently. Today's guest is Dunya Hassan, founder of BrailleGPT. BrailleGPT combines advanced AI, adaptive tactile hardware, and voice recognition software to create a seamless bridge between human sense and machine learning. What interests me about Dunya is that this isn't just another AI conversation. We're talking about technology, accessibility, human connection, and where society is heading when AI starts becoming a part of everyday life. So, Dunya, welcome.
Thank you for having me here, Josh.
If you can just let everyone know what Braille GPT is about,
Yes.
how you came about with the idea, because I said a whole lot of nothing pretty much. No
That's
one's
all
going to
right.
understand that.
So in basic words,
Yeah.
BrailleGPT is a portable AI device that allows people who are hard of hearing or oh, okay, people who are hard of hearing and visually impaired to communicate with one another. So it uses tactile braille cells.
What are tactile braille cells?
So tactile braille cells. So as we know, we see braille dots in signs. We can see in elevator buttons, but they're static. They don't move. There's no mechanism behind it. Now, this device will incorporate a mechanism which enables the dots to move up and down. That way, conversations can be transcribed in real time. They can speak to AI and get the answer in real time. So it's all within the user's palm, and there's no need for an interpreter.
When you say the user's palm, is it like a phone?
Like a
or-
phone, yeah,
Okay.
literally like a phone. So imagine your phone, and it's inspired by the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the size of that phone, which is the
Okay.
size over here.
Yeah.
And so 3/4 of the screen would be the braille, and so we can imagine about 30 plus braille cells, and then there will be a screen there, but that would be for people who are visually impaired, so not completely blind, and that way there's two modes of communication. So if you prefer reading, if you prefer feeling the dots or hearing audio, or feeling haptics like vibrations, it's just more accessible to the user that way when there's more than one option in which the user can customize.
Okay. How do you even come about with the idea? Because for someone to think specifically an iPhone 15 Pro Max, for someone, how did you even know what type of material to even throw into the technology? Where did you test it? Like, where did the idea and the inspiration come from?
The idea behind BrailleGPT?
Correct.
The idea behind BrailleGPT is a lot of things that contributed to it. So it wasn't just, oh, like one day I'm like, oh, like let me build a device for the deafblind. No. So
Because it's very niche.
it's
that's
very
why.
niche, and a lot of people they tell me like, oh, do you have someone in your family who is blind or blind deaf? Truth is, I'm actually hearing impaired on my right ear, so I was born with a hearing impairment, and that affected a lot of things. So going swimming, going on a plane, taking a shower. For it to block my ears, I can't let water enter it,
Yeah.
or else it will cause a bacterial infection, and then I get lightheaded. But it's not in like the most extreme cases. That is one factor. So I do know that there are some limitations when you're hard of hearing. I can't imagine if you're completely deaf or completely blind.
Yeah.
As well as, I love building things, Josh. Like, I have a 3D printer in my room, and my sisters bully me for it because they keep saying, look, she can't live without her 3D printer. When I first got into engineering, I didn't really enjoy it
Why is
because what we learn in uni is more so machinery and fabrication, and it's just not what I like. So I took a break, and I thought to myself, how can I create engineering into something that I like? Okay, rather than just like romanticize it, do something to do with engineering, but something that I want to do, to create my own pathway. Then I got the phone call, in which you probably heard the story.
that? Yeah.
Blind man, through Be My Eyes, cords, and he needed help with something so simple. And then that just, that all of those little things just came together and made Braille GPT all together.
Okay. When, because you sent me videos, where you're showing like how the hardware works.
Yeah.
Did you have that knowledge before going to uni? Or was this like knowledge you've read maybe somewhere, or you took classes, like, to know certain the thing they're saying, what was it, tactile?
Tactile.
How did you know like these certain things work for the community that you're trying to serve right now?
Yep. Of course, it's not as simple as it sounds. Like, oh, like create a device. And I initially
Yeah.
thought,
Because
like,
when I heard it, I'm like, so it's like another Steve Jobs moment. Like,
Yeah.
you're creating like another phone. Like, how did you
well,
come with that
essentially is like another phone, and there's so much that goes into it. And initially, I thought like, hey, I'm gonna get this done in like 4 months' time. It's gonna hit the market in 4 months' time. And me being so clueless because I wasn't familiar with the entrepreneurial world. I didn't come from a family that created businesses and all
Yeah.
that. So I would be the first, and especially at this age as well. But with this device specifically, uni doesn't teach you, or it's not. I mean, it's not something that will teach you. How to incorporate accessibility features, or how to connect this screen to this compute board.
Yeah.
That's something that you have to learn, and that's through trialing out. So I did my own research to answer your question. I took my own courses online because where I'm at the moment, university, it's a bit behind in that,
Oh wow.
and creating me pretty advanced, right? So through that, I got an idea. I went on a simulation kind of website, built my first simulation of the device, had an idea, like put an ESP 32, sorry, which is a kind of like a hardware where you connect electronics.
I don't know what that is, but yeah.
Had an idea, but I trialed it out there, and then that's it's just through prototyping. Like it's not just 1, 2, 3 prototyping, because our device contains mechanical, software, and electronics all in one, which is mechatronics altogether. That requires separate prototyping for each, and it takes some time. And then after that, you got to make sure compliance, right? Documents, NDIS approved. What else?
So is the NDIS a market, especially now after what happened with the budget? They've removed, I think it's maybe 15 billion. Don't quote me on that. I think it's 15 billion they wiped out from it.
Yeah.
Do you think that the government should be putting more into the NDIS?
I think the
Or-
government, they shouldn't be taking, cutting down costs overall. They
Okay.
should they should be more so of taking control, and kind of, let me put this in the right way possible.
Do you think that do you think they're underestimating how isolating like a disability?
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely. I mean, even me, for example, unless it's lived experience, yes, I was born with a hearing impairment, but that can't compare to being fully blind or fully hard of hearing. And so we can't imagine how isolating it would feel. The most I can do is shut my eyes and block my ears and just pretend like I'm blind, which I do. Sometimes I just sit in my room and I block my ears and shut my eyes, and I make I kind of navigate myself. And then what you realize is that it's all about senses. What's next to you, what's not next to you, because you can't hear and you can't see. What do you rely on? What's left?
Okay.
Touch. That's next sense, right? So we don't know how isolating it is, and I think the government needs to put specific measures into practice so that people don't take advantage of the system in which we see. We can't
Correct.
say, it doesn't
No, it
exist.
does happen.
It does happen, and which is not a good image. But they're kind of bringing the whole industry down just because of certain people.
Okay. Have you been testing this hardware with anyone in Australia, overseas, and you can see like there's potential for this to grow to, the thing that Elon Musk is doing, that chip that he's putting in people's
Yeah.
brains. Do you think that there's a potential that it can, maybe you can be sitting next to Elon Musk, discussing these types of convos? You never know.
Yeah, look, to be honest with you, Josh, if it was something of their interest, Elon Musk would have done it just like that, right?
Okay.
He has the engineers, he has the money, he has the traction already, right?
So
This
you're
is
saying it's deeper than money for you?
way deeper. It's nothing to do with money. Like I said, I did not expect at all that I would turn this into a startup company. No way. And how it started was, someone messaged a group chat. I'll say his name, Rashid from Muslims in Tech, messaged a group chat. Guys, if you have an idea or something that you want to pitch, like we're going to be announcing finalists, and then at that point I had this thought like, it's either I try or I don't try.
It's very rare in our generation.
It's
Very rare.
yeah.
Where a lot of people in our generation don't necessarily want to take the risk. I'd rather, just kick back. I don't know, because maybe someone might knock me down. It's a bit of a tall poppy syndrome in Australia that we have.
Well, yeah, that's what separates you from the other 20%. So how do you become the top 20%? There's like a 20% kind of rule. And if you, for example, let's say you're in a class and the teacher's giving you resources and teaching the content, and then you're like, yes, and so are 32 other people in your class. How do you differentiate yourself from that crowd? You do the extra resources. You don't just use you utilize what the teacher gave you. Rather, you do your own research. You educate yourself more, and that's what places you in that top 20%.
Yeah.
And so my mindset is always, I can either sit here in uni and graduate with everyone else, and it's my luck. I can find a job, I can't find a job. Or I can try something different. So with this idea, pitched it, the crowd loved it, had an investor in the audience, and I had no clue.
He was there?
I had no clue the investor would be there. And once we were like networking after, he goes like, Dunya, and he got his notebook out, and then he's like, do you have a prototype? I'm like, I just have a simulation, which I showed to the audience when I was presenting. And then he goes, okay, I'm ready to invest. Can you just give me the details? And there we go.
Do you have an NDA?
No.
No, okay.
That's a whole nother conversation, getting documents, and
Yeah.
I was so lost when I first started. I underestimated what business really is, and all these documents that are necessary. Yeah.
So you've come across, since starting, when was this, maybe 6 months
It
ago?
would be around, so the idea was around July, and August, and I really started with my team around November last year.
So is this a fully bootstrapped company, or it's, some of it is investor, some of it is yours? How does
Well, the first couple of months, so before I formed my team,
Yeah.
when I did my own prototyping, so buying the electronics and
Not now, I mean like when you were first starting.
yeah, when I first started, I had like electronics kit, I had my 3D printer, so I would test it on my own.
Yeah.
CAD model it using SolidWorks, and then a few months in, I had someone reach out to me on LinkedIn, and
That's an app that if you're out there and you're a graduate or you're someone young and you're looking to reach out to business people, LinkedIn is a very
LinkedIn is the perfect
very underrated.
place. Yeah,
Very underrated.
it's almost like the Instagram but for business place.
Correct.
Right? You can connect with a lot of people. Then you don't know who's viewing your profile, who's watching you under the trenches. So, he messaged me and he said, "Look, Dunya, I think what you're building is amazing. I would love to know more about your product." I'm like, "Sure, ask me any questions." And you get these questions like very often.
Yeah.
And I don't reply to every single one of them. But I decided to reply to him. And
some of them are scams, some of them are sharks, you don't know.
it's always someone trying to sell you on something afterwards, right? Yeah. And then he goes like, "Look, me and a couple of my friends are investors. We would love to have a conversation with you." And that was my first big amount invested into what I was building. That helped progress things. I formed a team. We got our first prototype, and then that's when afterwards I flew over to Malaysia. I tested it so back then the prototype wasn't fully developed, but you could see the screen, you could feel where the buttons were. We showed it to the Malaysian Association of the Blind, in which most of our waitlist users were coming from the ASEAN region over there. So we decided to meet them face to face, and from there, the reaction said it all. There was so heartwarming to see, and they also felt acknowledged that someone is considering them, because no one really considers them. If it wasn't for BrailleGPT, it's not something that you would consider, right, on a day-to-day basis.
You do know that there is blind people out there. You do know there's disabled people, but you sometimes think that the government is taking care of them, or you think like, the NDIS, for an example, these carers, they're looking out for them. there's charity, there's organizations that's making sure that their welfare is good.
Mm-hmm.
But to go that deep the way that you've done it, I don't think I've heard of it before I met you. So you know, it is like quite interesting. Like there is that side that you're looking into, which is, you know, utilizing AI for a good purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's some people where they might say, for example, can AI eventually replace companionship? If you're already catering towards the niche that you're
Mm-hmm.
looking into right now, some people might be like, okay, you know, just an example, dating is, you know, gone downhill
Mm-hmm.
really bad right now. Can AI maybe be used, you know, to replace companionship, for an
Yeah,
example? Like,
well, the
are you
truth is,
seeing
yeah.
are you seeing like maybe there's some cons to AI as well?
Look, the truth is, no one wants a fake companionship, right? So we all want that true,
Yeah.
true feeling. But unfortunately, some circumstances occur. Sometimes you can't find the right person,
Yeah.
right partner, whether it's a psychologist or
Mm.
someone that you know you're interested in getting to know.
Yeah.
Um, and in that case, AI has a really good way of simulating human feelings,
Simulating.
simulating
interesting
human
word, yeah.
feelings, and that's why we see nowadays a lot of people are attached to AI.
Yeah.
And that, like, besides ChatGPT and
Claude.
Claude
Yeah.
and Gemini, but even the apps integrating AI, even chatbots, people are getting hooked on them because that's unfortunately the only way of someone else understanding them, understanding
Is
them.
it making people smarter or dumber? From your opinion, from what you're seeing since you're in the space,
Think it's, I mean,
it's a mix of both, maybe.
it depends on the person. It depends
Yeah.
on how you utilize it, right? So, would you rather, Josh? Let me turn the question back on you. Would you rather let AI or let ChatGPT do the thinking for you, or improve your thinking?
Improve my thinking.
Improve your
Yeah.
thinking, right? You don't want to solely rely on an AI that doesn't know your experiences,
Yeah.
the situation around you, any real time data on you. They have no clue.
Mm.
So you can't really rely on ChatGPT or fully rely on them for everything that you do, especially with emotions, with situations where you know you need AI on the spot. But what do I do now? There are some circumstances where you do need AI on the spot. For example, let me turn this back on BrailleGPT. Someone falls through a flight of stairs.
Yep.
They can't hear, they can't see. What would you do?
I'm gonna go to the hospital. Gotta get a
Who's
surgeon.
going to take you to the hospital? Who even knows that you fell down?
Oh no! Well, I'm gonna scream, obviously, and then
Okay.
hope someone's gonna help me.
And
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
After that. No idea.
right, so that's when AI is necessary now. If AI can detect there has been sudden movement or a sudden drop, whether it's a device or you,
Yeah.
they can alert contacts. They can alert the emergency police or ambulance, whatever it is. That's a necessary and appropriate way to use AI,
Yeah.
right? When you know you're stuck and you don't know what to do, and the only thing that's next to you is that device, and even so, you can't even access it. The device does it all for you.
So you're saying if someone was impaired and they fell down, there's, I don't know, some sensor or something in the device where, I don't know, it somehow links to New South Wales Police or wherever you are in the world and can inform them.
Yeah, that's the power of AI.
Okay.
That's the power of AI.
So that's something active right now in your hardware?
No, so
Okay.
it's active, but we haven't tested it out yet.
Okay.
But it's definitely part of the plan for what the device is going to incorporate.
Yeah.
And we shared this. So I got a call from a deafblind organization in Perth, and I was going through like my slides with her, and she got to the slide where it was talking about the emergency for drop detection system.
Yeah.
And she goes like, Dunya, I'm so glad that you're having this in your device, because you wouldn't know, there are so many of my clients are in that situation where they fall down and they don't know what to do. They ask me, what do I do in that in that case? What do you do? So these sort of things we don't really think about, and I haven't personally thought about as well.
Yeah.
Until you start building, you start, open so many doors for you, and it kind of get a slap in the face of reality,
Mm.
like, because we're all blind. We're all blind to what we have access to.
Yep.
But there's certain people out there that do struggle on a day-to-day basis.
Where do you think, like, we're going to say in the next 5 to 10 years,
Mhm.
where people are going to be succeeding in AI? Because, you know, some people are saying it's going to be replacing people. Others are saying, like yourself, it's going to improve the world. Or it's a mix of both, where there's going to be suffering and there's going to be winning. Where do you think, if you're going to make a prediction, 5 to 10 years from now, the realm of AI, where it's going to go? Like, how scary do you
That's
think it's going to get?
Look, I can't, like, it can get to a scary point, from what we can see now, and you know this, I know this. They're always collecting our information, data about us, right? So with that information, the question is, what are they using this information for? What are they going to do with this information?
Yeah.
There are certain startups that I mean, incredible startups that are building remarkable things with AI. So I'm talking about SaaS startups,
Yep.
and including it into fintech, which is a $1 trillion dollar industry.
Let people know what SaaS is. I know what that is. Some
SaaS,
people might know.
it's to be honest, I don't even know what it stands for. I think it's software, something to do with software. So it's like a
Service, I think it is.
software as a service.
Yeah.
You're so right. Yeah, software as a
It
service.
is, yeah.
Yeah. But essentially, it's like using AI, but it's on like an online platform, right? So like apps, just on your interface, your normal interface. Yes. So it depends on how you really use it. These SaaS startups, they're using it to make things more accessible in the fintech industry.
Yeah.
It's not a problem that people are suffering from, but it will help improve the lives or day-to-day tasks of people.
Yeah.
But the common misconception is AI has always, AI was invented during the 50s. It's always been there.
In the 50s.
In the 50s.
How?
AI it was a concept during that time, and AI simply is replacing or a system creating human-like movements,
Yeah.
or what a human would do. Okay, so that can be it can be elevators. So elevators is kind of like us walking up the stairs, except the system doing it for us.
So you mean innovation's always been
It's always
people,
been
but
AI.
they never knew. Okay.
AI has
Right.
always been there.
Yeah.
Even so far as to say, even your spam filter on Gmail, right? So instead of a human, putting messages into spam,
Yeah.
sometimes you would automatically see that some emails have been put into spam, which is kind of like a fraud detection system.
Yeah.
We haven't realized this yet, right? And then last couple of years, or last 2 years, last couple of months, that's when AI has been really popping off. And we see it all evident around us. We see it being put to actual use. We see people creating so many incredible, innovative ideas from the use of AI.
Do you think Australia in the future is going to be the place for these innovative ideas, or people should be looking to other markets like Singapore, Saudi, the Gulf, places like that? Do you think in Australia people got to keep growing like yourself, or they're going to be like, no, I want to go to Saudi, I want to go to the Gulf, I want to go to Singapore?
Look, Australia definitely has the potential to grow.
Yeah.
In saying that, it's not the most ideal place to start a startup.
Okay.
Australia is actually, I mean, these are conversations that I've had with so many people and my investors. And I mean, Australia, even it's just the investors, like the big firms, it's always complications along with it. It's so hard to get in touch with them. They require so many things from you. Rather, if you compare it to Singapore is booming now with manufacturing and AI hardware, and so is Europe as well. So Germany in particular, and then America.
Yeah.
I mean, America is the leading place at the moment.
Yeah.
America, Silicon Valley. There's so many startups there, and so even if you like, I always think about this. If you have like a startup idea, and let me put myself in position.
Yeah.
Me building now where I'm up to now, I can imagine that if I was in the same position, with the same material, same team, same process, same everything, but was located in Silicon Valley, I would be like, there would be so many more opportunities for me. So much
You'd
more
be deemed
opportunities.
as a unicorn, so to say.
Look,
They say
these
that it
unicorns,
goes-
well, yes, I mean, you get these comments a lot.
Yeah.
You're not the first one, Josh, that has said this, but unicorn kind of, it makes it seem like it's all about the money,
Yeah.
right? That's just the advantage, just the plus one that comes alongside building something so incredible. But the real problem we're trying to solve is, how do people benefit out of this? And is this a problem that people are, is this a solution to a problem that people are suffering from? That's what we want to ask ourselves.
Finally, I'd want to ask, what do you want your legacy to be after building, this very innovative software for, well, I'm not
Hardware.
gonna say hardware for a specific niche, which is the what do you say, disabled, impaired community? I think
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah, the accessibility
Yeah.
market overall. As in, is your question like, what do I want to be remembered for?
What do you want to be remembered for? What is the purpose? Do you want to be the next Steve Jobs in this particular world, or is it just something you really want to help people, and the money will be a bonus?
Yes. That really is the true. It's exactly what I feel inside. I'm deemed successful if one person holds this device and they communicate with it, or this device helps them in a situation where there's no interpreter here, or my family member is not here, or look, I don't even want anyone here. I just want to make my own way to the cafe, for example. And how do I get to this cafe? And once you see that, that is the best feeling, Josh. And that's why I got into hardware, into engineering overall, but especially mechanical and mechatronics, because building is difficult, it's challenging, it's not impossible, but it requires a lot of coordination and thinking, especially for such a niche market, right? There's a lot of standards that you need to look through. And so creating something for such a small market, and it's challenging, and once you do create it, that's the best part. That's what I thrill out of. And so once I see someone actually use this device, and that's what I always imagine. So when you think of something long term,
Yeah.
kind of like manifesting, like you see a position, that's what I see long term.
Impact.
Impact is someone is like it actually helping someone.
Yeah.
It being put to use in a good way.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to be remembered for, helping an underserved community. And these people I've when I went to Malaysia, even you would imagine like there will be humans and with no disability in the reception, and they'll guide you to the people that are blind. Complete opposite. When I walked in through, the only people that didn't have a disability were the security guards. And when you walked through those doors, reception, someone talk on the phone. So these people are blind or visually impaired. Speak on the phone. One lady typing so fast. One lady printing. It's just these people they're not statistics. They function just like we do. They're normal. They have the skills. They have the passion, the ambition.
They're just underserved.
Underserved because we don't give them the opportunity to thrive. To put their skills to use. We lack in that. That's the problem with today, with our organizations today, with the market today. They don't provide resources for these people who do, they have potential to become even greater than me. They have potential to build something so incredible. But how can you if there are no resources given to you?
All right, that was with Dunya Hassan. Thank you very much for coming onto the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Just let people know where they can find you.
You can find me on LinkedIn, first of all, so just my name. We're on Instagram. We have a website up as well, a beautifully done website. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.